Good evening and welcome to Sports Quake. Today we are going to be talking about the AFC and NFC NFL playoff picture. We're going to jump straight into things here. On the screen now, you will see the current AFC standings for the playoffs. So you have teams that are currently in. You have the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Titans, the Bills, the Browns, the Dolphins, and the Colts. It is a new way of doing the playoffs this season. The NFL has expanded the wild card to instead be three teams instead of the former two, and only give a bye week to the one seed. So this is going to lead to some crazy stuff down the line here, especially in the AFC, which is a lot more closely competitive right now, in my opinion, than the NFC is this season. So on the top of the list, you have the Steelers. They've practically clinched the playoffs. No one's technically clinched yet, but they're at 10-0. I mean, they win two more games they're in. So I see the Steelers staying one or two seed. The Chiefs might be able to catch them. They're one game behind them. The Steelers have a tough game tonight, actually, against the Ravens. So we will see on that. See if the Steelers can hold this undefeated record. I don't think they finished the season undefeated, but I do think they finished the season at this one seed. Following them is the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a lock in the playoffs as well, in my opinion. And this is where things get interesting. Following them, we have the Titans, the Bills, the Browns, the Dolphins, and the Colts. All of these teams are not locks to make it. The Titans are just one game up on the Colts in the South, and the Bills are just one game up against the Dolphins in the East. So all these spots right here, the 3 through 7 seed, all interchangeable right now. 1 and 2 are pretty much in stone. Everything else up in the air can change weekly, honestly. And we have just 5 more weeks left of the season here, and it's going to be coming down to the wire on which teams are in, which teams are out. Now I'll bring up who's on the outside looking in. If you said at the beginning of the season that the Baltimore Ravens are going to be on the outside looking in of the playoffs this late in the season, I would have looked at you like you were crazy. The Ravens were looking to be one of the best teams. They could have made the Super Bowl last year. They almost did. They were really good, and they're still really good. Lamar Jackson just has more film on him this year. The team's not been as solid as they were last season. So they are on the outside looking in. Following them are the Raiders, the Patriots, and the Broncos. The Raiders and the Patriots have not faced off this season, so there's no tiebreakers there. The Ravens and the Raiders have played. I'm pretty sure the Ravens won that one. And the Patriots and the Ravens have played. The Patriots winning that game. Same with the Patriots, the Broncos. So if the Patriots and the Ravens records are the same, which the Patriots are currently one game back on them, then the Patriots jump the Ravens. The Colts are the team leading out right above at the bottom of the wild card right now. They are one game up on the Ravens, one game up on the Raiders, two up on the Patriots, and three up on the Broncos. There's multiple paths though for all these teams to make it in. Not except for the Ravens. The Ravens are they're not going to win the AFC North this season. They are right now 4 games back on the Steelers. If the Steelers win two more games, they have the AFC North over the Ravens at least. The Browns could still take it from them, but that is highly unlikely. So looking at these standings, out of the 4 teams that are out right now, I don't think the Raiders or the Broncos will finish the season as hot as they have been. Patriots play the Raiders here in an upcoming week. I'm pretty sure in week 13 they will be playing. So the Ravens, if they want to get in, they need to get above the Colts or the Dolphins, or theoretically the Titans or the Dolphins, because the Colts are right now one game back on the Titans. So, like I said, the top 4 seeds, 2 of the 4 of them are interchangeable right now in the AFC. It's going to come down to the wire on what teams are making it, what teams are not. My prediction for the playoffs is the 1 seed is going to be the Chiefs, 2 seed the Steelers, 3 seed is going to be the Bills, 4 seed will be the Colts, 5 seed or Browns, 6 seed I think the Titans, and then I'm gonna go 7 seed. I think the Patriots squeak in there, knocking the Ravens and the Dolphins out of the playoff picture. Now let's move on to the NFC. On the screen now, you will see the NFC current standings on who leads the division. This one, the top 3 seeds are kind of up in the air still. The Saints lead for the 1 seed, followed by the Packers and the Seahawks, and then you have the Giants in the 4 seed, which we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But I think the Saints are the best team in this division by far. I think they will lock this first seed up. Even without playing with Drew Brees lately, they are still winning. They're hard to beat this season. The Packers also very hard to beat. I just don't think they are going to come back from that one game deficit they have against the Saints. The Seahawks, though, they may. I think the Seahawks actually come out and finish off at the 1 or 2 seed this season. I think it's going to be Saints, Seahawks, Packers, Giants are the first 4 seeds. Looking at the wild card hunt, though, we have the Rams, the Buccaneers, and the Cardinals. The Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, if they don't make it, it's going to look like Tom Brady isn't as good as he has shown he is throughout his career. He has a team full of talent, and he needs to make the playoffs this season to at least have somewhat of a say if the season wasn't a complete bust for the Buccaneers reaching out and getting Tom Brady. Looking at who's on the outside looking in, we have the Vikings, the Bears, the 49ers, the Lions, and the Redskins. We also, in the NFC East, have other teams that are slightly behind the Giants. The Giants are at 4-7, so are the Washington. So is Washington, and I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are 1 game behind that. So my prediction for the NFC is going to be Saints 1, Seahawks 2, Packers 3, Giants 4, followed by Buccaneers at 5, Cardinals at 6, and Rams at 7. So the teams that are in it right now, I think, stay in it, as unlike the AFC, which is just all up in the air right now. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. And the AFC and NFC are coming to an end soon. The NFL season is winding down, and the playoffs are soon to be among us.